Sitting and looking at holistically what we want our town to be, and then changing to our zoning laws is something that this is a part of. We don't want our town to look like a place that has vape shops or smoke shops or cigar shops or something like that. Then wouldn't we be better served to have a fuller discussion on our zoning laws and talk about what we want our town to look like, rather than just specifically saying vaping and smoking shops, because that's kind of, it's not really spot zoning, but it kind of is, because you're very particular to one thing. But to Kevin's point, do we want to prohibit strip joints? Do we want to prohibit, a whole range of things that we may not find that suitable for the town? So this begs a larger issue that perhaps involves our planning board and our master plan and zoning.
And that's exactly right, Jason. That's an ongoing process. The zoning regulations are adopted to implement the goals and objectives of the master plan, which is adopted by the planning board and subject to periodic statutory review and update. That's where that typically takes place. And the way that zoning ordinances, and ours in particular, works is that zones are created that have permitted uses. Typically, there may be a list of prohibited, not even, I don't even want to go there. You'll have permitted uses, conditional uses, and then language that says anything that's neither of those, permitted or conditional, is prohibited. So if you don't find, a porn shop or a strip club as a permitted or a conditional use, it's prohibited. That's already prohibited. This is a little different because vape shops are relatively new. They're a new phenomenon. Vapes didn't exist, I don't think, 10 years ago, maybe not even 5 years ago. So you sometimes do react on the fly to developments of what's going on in our culture. But the process is what you just correctly pointed out. You review the master plan, you make changes to the zoning ordinance as part in response to changes to the master plan.